All right, we're about to start a game of Ukrainian Crisis. So, we pick our 3 cards.
First, we're going to draw an event.
Yes, okay. And if it's a red card,
it is mandatory resolve.
It's mandatory resolve. Now, do we put this face up now, or?
The rules are not specific as to whether it is face up or face down.
All right, well.
You can play with them face up for the time being.
1 to 3 enemy units of a player's choice move from the mobilized to reserve section of the unit box. 1d6 halved, rounded up. So
you choose when you want to resolve that, if at all.
I want to resolve that?
Well, you don't have to resolve it now.
Oh, but I lose it at the end of the round now.
Right. So at some point during our execution of actions, you would choose to resolve it.
Okay.
But since it moves enemy units, from mobilized to reserve, yeah, you can absolutely do that now.
Yeah, I want to do that now.
All right. So roll a d3 and 1.
Yay.
Okay. Player's choice from the mobilized to reserve. So, do you want to move 1 irregular or 1 special forces unit?
I'll move 1 special forces.
Yeah. Boom. Done. Mine slides each country, each EU country, in the support or intervention zones, 1 zone towards neutral. Add the Ukrainian prestige. Add 2 Ukrainian prestige equal to the U.S.'s rank. So that's 3 multiplied by the cost of the zone the U.S. counter is in. So that's not super specific. But outside, all the EU countries are the ones with there's a little circle of stars on the chit. You can't really see it. But I basically have an event that at some point during the turn, I can slide all of them 1 space in my direction and then give Ukraine prestige for where the U.S. chit is.
After you, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Now we're going to choose our 3 cards.
Choose our 3 cards. So I am the Ukraine, and I am trying to move or keep stuff on that side.
Yeah. No, you want stuff this way.
I want to move stuff to that direction. Right.
Yeah. No, the neutral box is red, which is the Russian color, and therefore favorable to the Russians.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this.
And remember, you are going to play all 18 of these cards before you see any cards again, so plan accordingly.
You have a lot more points than I do.
You have a lot more prestige than you do, but you are going to gain prestige every turn based on your political support. I do not have that.
Okay.
All right. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to resolve I get to choose. We're going to resolve information. That is
and you're going to choose because you have more prestige.
Because I have more prestige, correct. We're going to resolve information. So we each reveal our information card. So, Andy, I'm going to let you decide what you want to do first. I have the most prestige. I get to choose the order of resolution.
I would like to... so my choices right now are either make you lose 7.
And you lose 1.
And I lose 1. Or I could gain 7, and then you decide...
what I want to do.
What you want to do, which would be either... gain 7 or lose.
It would either be gain 1 or make you lose 7 and I lose 1.
Right. I think that I will make you lose 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you lose 1. And then I will choose to have you do the same, so you lose 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I lose 1.
Right.
Now, since I still have the most prestige, I choose the next thing that's going to be resolved. We are going to resolve the... And don't forget, you have... Oh no, you have 0 extra points, so that doesn't matter right now. The next thing we're going to do is the military.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm an 8 and you have a 3. So I'm going to resolve my military turn first.
It's a very strong military action you're taking there, Jacob.
So first, so I have 8 points to spend. 1 point will be to deploy a special forces unit into Donetsk.
Ukraine is like nice and peaceful over here, and you just have to go.
Point number 2 will be deploying a regular unit in Donetsk because there is a special forces unit there to allow me to do it. I will deploy another regular unit into Donetsk. I will deploy a special forces unit into, I'm not even going to try, so that's my 4th point, my 5th point, my 6th point, and then I'm going to do my 7th point and my 8th point.
So you went hard on the most valuable places on the board, including one of the ports.
Correct.
I think that's a little unnecessary, but sure, why not?
Now you may spend your 3 points.
All right. And I can put it in any yellow space or
Any space within Ukraine, yellow or orange.
orange.
If it's an irregular.
So I will put one over here. And what is Kiev again?
It's an area that I can deploy to, just like the orange areas. The yellow areas are areas that I cannot go into by deployment. But Kiev is special. It's an area I can go into. And that's just basically representing large populations of ethnic Russians.
I'm going to this region that I will not attempt to pronounce.
Alright. Oh, and they come in ready. Okay. So that was our military phase. Finally, we have the diplomacy phase. I'm going to let you resolve yours first. You get 3 attempts to move, up to 3 chit move attempts. You have a total of 8 points to spend, divided among the 3 attempts however you choose. You could put all 8 points into 1 attempt. You could split it up, as evenly as you want across 3. You have 8 points. 3
I'm going to move Poland into intervention.
So the base cost is 3 plus the rank, so you're going to spend 4 of your points minimum on that attempt. Do you want to voluntarily spend more than 4?
I'm going to reserve those other 4. So so I roll 1 die?
Yep.
And if it's higher than an 8?
You need to get 4 or less.
4
you
or
spent
less.
a total of 4 points.
Right, so I have 4 points less.
Okay. You got it.
There we
Poland moves up.
And now I have 4 points left. So let's try to move Romania up.
Romania is minimum cost is 2 plus rank, so your cost is 3.
Do you want to add 1 extra?
Yeah. You won't be able to do anything with just 1 point. So do you want to spend the point to make it easier?
Yeah, that's what I meant. I'll add 1 extra.
Gotcha. Add 1 extra. Okay, so 4 or less.
All right. There we go.
Boom. Okay.
The world is on my side.
All right. So I am going to spend my 3 points attempting to move Poland out of the intervention box. So the base cost is 2. I'm putting in the 1 extra point.
Jacob, you need to forget about Poland.
So I need a 3 or less. I got it. Then I will say F the EU. All of the European Union shits move 1 towards
I should have
neutral.
seen that coming.
And then you get, so this I am unclear on because it is multiplied by the cost of the zone the counter is in. The cost for the zone to go down is 1. The cost for the zone to go up is 3. I'm assuming it's 1 because otherwise there would be no cost for the intervention box.
Let's assume.
So that would be 1 times 3. You gain 3 prestige points. 1, 2, 3.
Would have liked it if it was more than that, but
You also don't need it to be in here.
yeah, I'm aware.
So, once again, could be playing that wrong. There is no specific thing in the rules that covers that card, and there is no, like, there are 2 costs for that box. So, okay, that is the turn. These 3 cards are discarded. Ukraine gains 3 points for it's the total value of all chits in both these boxes. 1, 2, 3. And turn 2. We each draw an event.
Economic sanctions. All countries in support or intervention zones deduct Russian prestige equal to their rank.
Mine is runaway guns. Player chooses one area that contains irregular units of both sides. Players lose prestige equal to the number of their irregular units there. So if we both occupy a zone, we're going to lose points based on the number of units.
All right. Well, I will make you lose 3 points, it looks like.
Sure. You're just going to do that right now?
Well...
You could wait till after the diplomacy phase because it may or may not end up more in your favor. Or you could trigger it now while the U.S. is still there for a guaranteed 3. Because if I move the U.S. out, it will reduce it. It's a decision you will have to make.
It's going to be hard to move the U.S., though.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'll wait.
Okay. And none of us cohabitate, so this event currently does nothing. It is now time to make choices.
Now, do you only want to make a combat turn when you can, like, presumably you can't do combat right now because we're not.
Neither of us have regular units to move around, and none of us both habitate the same area, so a combat turn would be meaningless.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, technically, one of us could want it. Nothing special would happen during the round, and we wouldn't get a diplomacy phase, and we wouldn't get a full information phase. So...
Okay.
So I'm good with a strategic turn. Are you good with a strategic turn?
Let's do strategery.
Okay, as the player with the most prestige, I once again will choose the order. I would like to start with diplomatic. I'm going to go first.
Well,
I'm going to spend all 9 points attempting to move the U.S. marker down. I failed.
Indeed. But you weren't that far off.
No.
11
Correct.
from 9. Okay. I will attempt to move...
Get 3 attempts with 7 points.
So with Germany, I would need...
Your minimum cost would be 4. 2 plus the rank. And you would need to roll less than or equal to the total number of points you spend for being the minimum.
So 7. But I already spent 4, so I only have 3 left. Or
So 7? Those count towards...
Yeah, so it's 7.
So you're just going to do all 7 on it?
So if I roll 3 dice and it's less than 7, Germany goes up.
You'd roll 2 dice because it's a 2 rank.
Germany?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, yes. Germany is a 3. I'm looking at Great Britain. My mistake. Yes. So you would roll 3 dice. You would need to get 7 or less on 3 dice to make it go up. If you spent all 7 points on it.
That seems not ideal. France and UK would be better. 7. Yeah, I'm gonna do 2 dice. That's what, like a 50% chance.
Yeah. For which one? Better than 50 actually. For 7 or less.
So I'll do the Brits.
Okay. Trying to bring the Brits in to support Ukraine.
Boom.
Succeed.
All right. And now I will use economic sanctions to make you lose 5 prestige.
Yep.
The UK and the US have declared economic sanctions on Russia. That's not fun for you.
Now we are going to do military. Here's your left card. I will let you go first.
Okay. Okay. There's no stack limit.
Correct.
And these 2 forces over here, those are my tanks?
Those, yeah, they're regular army units as opposed to like militia groups. They represent infantry, armored units. I believe all you have is, yeah, I mean, infantry and armored technically, but.
All right, so 1.
Remember, I have a card that punishes you for having a bunch in one area
2,
if we're both
3.
there.
Yeah, but you have to get to me, right?
Just have to drop something in there. Irregular units can go where irregular units are. It's regular army units that can only go into empty spaces or friendly spaces. Irregulars can absolutely cohabitate. Or not cohabitate, co-deploy.
I'll move 1 over.
Okay. And I have 4 points to spend. So I'm going to do 1, 2, and then I'm going to 3, 4. Then I will play Runaway Guns. So we cohabitate, I lose 1 prestige and you lose 2 prestige.
Okay. And now we do information?
Yes. I will let you decide first.
I'm going to gain 6 points.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will make you lose 6 and me lose 1. All right. You gain 5.
Okay.
Now we are ready for the next turn. Turn 3. Let's draw events.
Rally to the motherland. Player receives 1 to 3 additional resource points only for mobilizing, deploying, or recovering units. So I roll 1d6 halved, rounded up.
Yep. And I have player either removes 2 Russian special forces from the map to mobilized or places 2 Russian special forces on the map, if available and mobilized.
Alright, so I'll roll to see.
It's 2.
So that's half rounded up, so it would be 2.
Yep.
And that means I get 2 resource points
During the military
phase.
Alright, and I will use this to just immediately deploy 2 special forces units. We're going to put them here and here.
Okay.
Okay.
So if combat were to happen, say there,
It could not happen there because special forces units do not participate in combat. They're just markers for
so
deployment.
combat would happen there.
Correct.
How would that work?
So combat happening there, you would choose how many. So saying you're the attacker.
Let's say that I had 9 in my military.
Sure. 9 just means you can affect 9 chits. It doesn't actually matter for the actual combat.
Okay.
So if you decided to have a fight here and this is the breakup, first you would choose how many of your chits would be involved, 1 or 2. You would probably choose 2 versus my 1. You would roll 2 dice. I would roll 1 die. Each 5 or 6 was a hit. Whoever is the aggressor, I would get the choice to be aggressor first. You would then get the choice to be aggressor second. The aggressor chooses what type of combat, either prestige damage or unit damage, essentially. Every hit either costs the opponent a point of prestige or damages a unit present. If the unit's already damaged, it's destroyed. A destroyed unit causes both players to lose a prestige.
And you generally don't want people to die. You want to lose. So you want to turn this over so that they don't, because combat would have happened at that point.
Yep.
Right? Which means that
Regions
control the region matters, and you want to make sure that they don't have...
They're flipped, because then they don't count.
They don't have active units,
Right.
so that they can't score these 3 points.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. When there is a tie we forgot to draw events, which could totally change. And you forgot to use your event.
I did.
During the turn.
And that was adding 2 more things. No, this is this turn, wasn't it? We just did this.
Oh, yes, you were right. Correct. Never mind. All right. And a tie on prestige for choice. Well, first, I want a strategic turn. Do you want a strategic turn?
Yes.
All right. Done. Russia wins ties. I still choose. So we are going to
Typical
start
Russia.
with the...
Even when they're not as good, they still think they're as good.
We're going to start with the diplomatic turn. All right. So I will go first. I'm going to spend all 7 points to attempt to move Great Britain back down into the neutral box. I'm successful.
And you were successful because it took...
The minimum cost was 1. I then voluntarily spent the remaining 6 points. It was a 2 value, so I rolled 2 dice, and I needed to roll each equal to or less than the total number of points I spent on the action, both mandated and voluntary.
Okay. I will move the UK back up.
Okay, I'm going to spend
And I will
all
spend
6.
all.
Okay, you need 6 or less. You are successful.
We just keep whining at them back and forth.
Correct. Welcome to diplomacy phases.
Okay.
All right. Next up, since we are still tied for prestige, I'm going to say let's do the information. I'm going to let you choose first.
I will choose. So a reminder, if I choose to gain, I gain 2.
Yep.
And if I choose to lose, I make...
I would lose 5, you would lose 2.
And if you did the same,
You
I would lose 5
and
and you would lose 2.
Yep. And we would end up tied, but 7 points lower.
Alright, I will make you lose 5 and I will lose 2.
So you go down 2, and go down 5. And then I will choose to gain 5.
Okay.
And then military. I will let you go first.
Move 1, 2, 3.
And don't forget your extra points. You spend them right now.
True.
You have 2 points to spend.
And my regular troops can move.
They can deploy anywhere that is in Ukraine that is empty or only contains your units. Contains my units, you may not deploy them there. You will lose 1 prestige for every regular unit you bring out, because you are mobilizing for war, and that is not looked well upon. Done?
Yes.
Alright. I'm going to use my 2 to bring out 2 military units and lose 2 prestige.
Your port city there, huh?
It's also an airfield, and these are paratrooper units, so they just teleport when they move.
I don't like the sound of that. Alright, so that's it.
That is it.
So.
Oh, first events.
Svoboda shakeup.
Huh?
Mandatory event. Must play. Ukrainian government becomes unstable.
Oh,
That's not
sorry.
nice.
You gained 5 prestige. Sorry, because of the diplomatic.
Yeah, but I'm gonna lose 1d6 now, which I don't like at all.
5.
Well, that was eventful.
My event is spontaneous mobilization. Player deploys 1 irregular unit anywhere in his ethnic zone from the reserve section of his unit box for free.
Well, things are looking better in Russia than they are in the Ukraine.
I don't know. This 5 a turn is kind of a problem. Alright, so I'm going to choose to deploy my 1 unit here for free. Okay, now choosing 3 cards.
Yeah, the Anglos are on my side. Okay. Now you decide what you're going to do.
And so you want a strategic turn,
I want a strategic turn.
and I want a combat turn.
Well, that's not nice.
So then we resolve ceasefire. Your card was bigger, therefore the turn you want.
Strategery.
Correct. However, diplomacy has now been resolved for the ceasefire, so we only have military and information. Since we are still tied, I will choose to have us resolve information first. All right.
I will go up 5.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will choose to also go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think you should make us both go down 5.
No. All right. Then military. All right. I would like to see you go first. With your 1 point.
So, right. I'm going to lose 1 prestige to get some people out. Because there was talk of combat in the cables.
That cannot go there. I have a unit in that region.
Oh, that's right. So maybe not lose. Because the only places where I can put it is in these regions right here.
Or these.
Yeah, but
Anywhere within the Ukraine that is either empty or has only your units.
that doesn't really help me. So I'll do, you can move me back.
Hey, dude. Oh, you're not going to do that?
No. I'll just do this.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I have 4 points with which to spend. I'm going to ready 1 unit, 2 units. I'm going to bring out, so that's 3. And sure, I will lose a prestige to bring out another unit there. All right, you gain 5 at the end of the turn. Draw events.
Flight 370 found. Oh, wait. No. CNN continues to chase its tail. No effect.
Bombardment. Player indicates 1 area containing friendly regular units. Neutralize 1 enemy regular or irregular unit in the same or adjacent area.
You seem to be benefiting a lot more from these events than me.
All right. So now we choose 3 cards.
So I can, as part of my military points, I can move 1 thing to another space, right? I can move from there to
In a
there.
combat turn.
In a combat
Yes,
turn, yeah.
but only regular units. Irregulars do not move. Once they are on the board, they are on the board. And that is just a thing. Okay. So
That's how I'm going.
something that I did forget, and this does matter. During the diplomacy phase, when we're spending points to move these, you may voluntarily spend prestige to add to the total spend.
I remember doing that in our first game, yes.
Yeah. Alright. I'm sorry, I just had to rethink my whole turn. So, I want is... Oh, yeah. Well, we are on turn 5 now. I would like a combat turn.
Well, you're not going to get one.
All right. In the event of a tie, let's see. Recovery action segments.
Our diplomats are working overtime.
Correct.
There will not be war.
Ceasefire. Tied, the Russian player decides.
Oh, that's bullshit.
So, combat turn, it...
In Russia.
Yep.
Need them, boss.
So, you get to choose. Do you want the information, because you have the most prestige, information or military segment?
Yeah, let's do military.
Okay. I have a 3, you have a 4. Who do you want to go first? You or me?
You.
Makes sense. Alright, so I have no units that need readying. However, I have 3 units that can be moved. Since they are on an airfield and they are paratrooper units, I can just simply teleport them to where I want them to be. This final guy is going to go here. Now, oh, and since the biggest card is a 4, we're going to have 2 rounds of moving and fighting.
Right, because that's a minor effort.
A moderate effort.
Moderate effort.
Yeah, mine was a minor with a 3. All right, then we're going to resolve combat in those 3 areas.
So when we're doing this with the regular rules, we would just be rolling dice and it would determine what.
Well, the number of rounds would be determined by the chit, minor, moderate, but then you roll a die, and the die determines how many actual points you have to spend.
Yeah.
So, like, this would be, you commit a chit, whoever commits the higher value chit gets it, but, like, the number of points you have to move these is a die roll. The number of points you have to do this is a die roll.
Nope, it's all about the strategery for me.
Yep. Okay, so, first off, we are going to fight... So,
Did you want to look at the this?
no. So we're going to do combat. So
for the pre-combat grouping step.
No, first we're going to do combat here in Odessa. I'm going to bring both of my units against both of your units. Since mine is a regular group, since half or more are regular units, and yours is an irregular, we are either going to do symbolic combat or asymmetrical combat. I'm going to choose for symbolic combat. So I'm rolling 5 dice, and you're rolling 2 dice.
Okay.
Each 5 or 6 is a prestige the enemy loses. You can't cause more than 2 prestige loss because there are 2 chits on each side. So I got 2 already. Technically I roll 1 more die. I got 3, but I can only cause 2. You lose 2 prestige. Now you get to roll 2 dice. Nothing.
Can't I add them together to get a 6?
No. Then we're going to do the same thing here, but it's 2 against 1. So I roll 5 dice, you roll 1 dice. I can cause at max 1 prestige loss. I got it.
Okay.
Then you roll 1 die. Nada. And then we will do here, once again it's 5v2.
Highly irregular.
So I only cause 1 prestige loss. You get to roll 2 dice, and you can cause up to 2. You got 1. Now it is your turn to move and then trigger fights anywhere you want. You do not have to trigger a combat. However, you also get to choose what is or isn't involved. For example, these two guys could fight the one irregular without engaging the regular military unit. That is allowed. And remember, irregulars cannot move. So none of your units can actually do it.
So I can spend one...
Nope.
Why not?
You can only bring units onto the board during a strategic turn.
Oh, okay. But I can only move them during a combat turn.
Correct.
Well, that changes things.
Correct.
I cannot move irregular. So really,
Correct.
I can't do anything with these 4 points?
Correct. You're going to choose if we're going to fight any battles in our cohabitated spaces. And then,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This fight didn't happen.
Okay. Because they're two different places?
They're two different places.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, sorry. That was my bad.
Okay, so yeah, I guess I'll fight the regulars together over there.
Okay.
And do a... so that is...
Symbolic combat.
or regular combat because it's
You
they're
can
the
do
same
the 2
types.
versus 1,
Yeah.
yes.
I'll do symbolic combat.
Alright, so you roll 2 dice. You can cause me to lose 1 prestige if you get a 5 or a 6.
Nope.
And then I get to roll 1 die, and if I get a 5 or a 6, nope. Okay. Do you want to do that anywhere over here?
And I can do that how many times?
Well, once per area. So you could do it here is the only other area we cohabitate.
All right. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
So 2v1 again?
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
Oh, that's just lame.
So now we do our second round of movement and
Right.
fighting.
This is bad. And I put that 9 out there, particularly because I knew it was going to be bad if combat happened.
Yeah. Okay. Do we...
Okay.
Okay. So I would have 3 points to spend again, if I so choose, because you get your points every action round. So since I messed up and put him here this round, I'm going to move him to an adjacent space. Now, I'm not going to move any of my other guys, and we are going to do some more symbolic combat here. So I'm going to have my 5 guys, or my 5 attack your 2 here. I got 1. Then I'm going to have my 4 attack your 1 here. I can only cause 1 point of loss because you only have 1 unit. And then I will have my 5 against your 2 here. I got the 2. Oh, and you get to roll 2 and 1 and 2. Sorry. Nope. And then 1. Yep. And 2. Yep. Alright. Then I'll use my bombardment. I indicate an area containing a friendly regular unit, neutralize 1 enemy regular or irregular in the same or adjacent. So I'm going to neutralize this irregular unit. It is incapable of attacking me. It will roll dice on defense, but not on offense. And it does not count for control.
Okay.
Your second round of combat.
Yeah. It's 2v1, so
Yep.
I can't be that unlucky all of the time.
You got 1. Yeah. I got 1.
I guess I can be that unlucky all of the time.
Do you want to do a 1v4 or a 1v1?
Nope.
Okay. Then we have the information segment.
But hey, at least I got this event that does nothing.
Correct. So information segment, I get to make 2 neutralizations. You get to make a die roll. You get to make 2 rolls. My rolls have to be 6 or less, so it's automatic. You get to choose who does their neutralizations first.
But you get it, right?
Right.
So then...
So you want me to just pick before
Yeah.
you... All right, so I'm going to neutralize this unit right here so that everything you have in this spot is neutral. And then I'm going to neutralize...
We couldn't have a nice no combat game.
Nope. You have a huge advantage in that scenario.
Yeah.
All right. Now your turn. You get 2 attempts. You need to roll a 4 or less on each attempt. So declare a chit that you're neutralizing. You have to choose before you roll. And no special forces they don't neutralize.
That one?
Okay. Nope. Not 4 or less. Do you want to do the same one or a different one? All right. Got it. Boom. All right. I lose 5 prestige because it was a combat turn, so I lose instead of you gain.
Okay.
All right, turn 6. You have 3 cards left. First draw, events.
Moldova.
All right.
Roll 1d6. On a 1, 2, 3, the Moldovan army moves against Russian peacekeeping detachment in Transnistria. -3 Russian prestige. On a 4 through 6, Moldova declares neutrality, and you deploy 1 Russian regular unit in Moldova from the reserve section of the unit box, immediately and for free. So I have a 50-50 chance of getting screwed over.
Good or bad for you, 50-50. There you go.
All right. The Moldovan army has come to my side.
Yep.
That's... No. You always know you're in good hands when the Moldovan army is
Enemy
deployed.
loses 1 to 3 prestige. 1d6 round down. So you lose 1. All right.
Okay.
I would like a strategic turn.
Sure.
Okay, strategery it is. You get to choose what phase we're doing first.
We'll do
Diplomacy?
diplomacy. And I'm going to move Romania. I'm going to move all of the little ones. So Romania...
3 attempts total. So Romania, the minimum cost is 3. So you're spending 3 points. You would need to roll a 3 or less. Do you want to spend any more of your points
No.
to increase the odds?
I'm going to try to do 3 times.
Okay.
Nope.
Nope.
All right, so I'm going to try to do Poland. Let's see if they like me better.
3 or less.
Nope. All right. This is working out really well.
Nope.
Is that Belarus there? BY?
I don't know.
Well, BY.
Yeah.
Let's see, what flag is that? I don't know. So I have 3 left, right?
Yes.
So that's really my best bet.
You got it.
Okay. Well, not my best diplomatic mission. I sent my best diplomat, and that's the best that I could do was get, you know...
I'm going to spend all 7 to attempt to move Great Britain.
of course. Nope.
Got it.
Oh, I thought it was high. Never mind. Not low.
Okay. So finally, diplomacy went my way. So far, they've not been receptive to Russian diplomacy.
Yeah. Despite my best efforts, the dice have not been kind to me, or really the card draws. Okay.
Which one next? You're still ahead in prestige.
I'm gonna do information.
All right.
And I will choose to have use.
And then I will gain 8.
Okay.
And military. You get 1 point.
Add 1 there. Lose 1.
Okay. I will. Points. I go 1, 2, and drop the special forces right there. Okay. So now, end of turn, you get 4. We're going to shuffle. You're going to get 9 random cards. Those will be your cards for the last 3 turns of the game. Also, one of the things, because we eliminated chits, there's no random events that happen if you roll doubles for action points. So that's a thing that got eliminated by using this variant.
We have enough variants. This is. Okay. So another event gets pulled.
Yep. Well, first we need our 9, because you do know which cards you have available
9.
when making that decision.
Belarus. So far I've pulled all the red ones.
Correct.
Mandatory event. Roll 1d6 plus 1 BY at support. Plus 2 BY at intervention. I'm not sure what that means.
So if BY is at supports, you're going to add 1 to the die roll.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that is Belarus.
Yep.
So I roll 1d6.
5 plus 1 is 6.
No effect.
Okay.
Russian may deploy and move units in Belarus. I guess it's good for me.
Correct. The more it supports you, the less likely I am to get something positive out of it. Screwed thumbs. Any one EU country, which are all currently at neutral, player's choice in the support or intervention zone moves 1 towards neutral, and then I would lose prestige equal to its rank.
Well,
So it does nothing currently. All right. We can still hold on to it in case it matters. We're on turn 7.
I mean, that little EU symbol is going to be quite anachronistic shortly on the GB flag, at least. As am I.
I would like a combat turn.
I don't think so.
Oh, we're not having a combat turn. What are we doing first? Military or information?
Let's do military.
Okay.
And you go first.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to deploy here and another unit here.
I will deploy one there. And I can't put irregulars anywhere.
Correct. Alright. Information. Who do you want to choose first?
You choose first.
Okay. I'm going to choose to take my 2 free neutralizations.
We're neutralizing in a combat turn.
Yeah.
Not in a combat turn.
During a strategic turn, you can reduce, gain, or neutralize.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The combat turn, you may only choose the neutralize option. Right. But yeah, neutralize is either or.
Okay. I will gain 7 points.
Okay. Done. Turn 8. Event time.
Spontaneous mobilization. Player deploys 1 irregular unit anywhere in his ethnic zone from the reserve state section of his unit box for free.
All right.
I will wait to do that.
Your ethnic zone, by the way, is the yellow area and give.
I can deploy and give?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's orange. It's a different color. It counts as both of our ethnic zones.
Okay.
All right. This turn only, Ukrainian player does not receive prestige or RP from the U.S., Great Britain, or France, so you will not gain 3 points at the end of this turn.
Stupid ISIS, always ruining everything.
All right. Now we choose our 3 cards. ISIS crisis.
And to control a region, you have to have
the only player with ready units, basically. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter how many on either side, but 1 ready unit on both, at least 1 on both sides negates all scoring from that region.
Okay.
Okay. So, I would like a combat turn.
I Would not.
Alright, it is not a combat turn. What do you want to resolve?
I would like to resolve military.
Who do you want to go first?
You.
Alright. Going to add a unit there. And I'm going to add a unit here.
I will add there, there. That's 4, right?
Yep.
And there. And then I will add irregular unit from my here. Oh, there are none here.
Irregular.
Yeah.
Which is only going to come from mobilized. Yeah.
From my reserve. And is that from the reserve section of his unit box for free?
No, reserve is here. And the only way an irregular unit gets there is by dying.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. Player deploys one irregular unit anywhere in his ethnic zone from the reserve section of his unit box for free.
Then that does nothing.
So,
Because you have no irregulars in your reserve because none of them have died.
well, I was counting on that thing.
Well, do you want to change where one of your guys was positioned this turn from the ones that you put out this turn?
But I can't put it in Kiev.
Sure you can. Both of us can always go in Kiev. It counts as both of our ethnic zones.
No, I won't. I'll leave it as is.
Okay.
This is lame.
Correct. It would have mattered if some of your irregulars had died. None of them have.
Okay.
All right. Information. Oh no, No, I did my military first. Information.
You go first.
Okay. I will gain 6.
And I will gain 8.
All right. You gain 1 because the U.S. contributes nothing.
These events have really not been...
In general, I think they favor Russia over...
It would seem as such.
Well, this whole thing favors you significantly.
Yes. A terrible resolve. The player holding this card must declare a combat turn. Friggin' A, I was holding on to my last 9.
Hey, you got 9s out of the deal. I saw 0 of my 9s out of those 9 cards.
Yeah, but a lot of good it did me. Any attempt by another player to get a ceasefire fails. Discard both chits in the diplomatic area of the matrix. No effect if played in the first turn or if there are no units deployed on the map.
So, whatever card you put in diplomacy is discarded without effect. Mine is, U.S. State Department spokesperson sends a selfie with a message of support for Ukraine over Twitter. No effect. All right.
Just the worst.
All right, so first off, we can just discard our political cards. They don't matter. Okay. Choose. Information. Military.
And I cannot add...
To the board. Nope. You'll be using what you have.
Bad. Very bad. That event kind of really screwed things for me. Because if I had put my 9 in the diplomacy, I could have...
I would have declared a combat turn regardless. You wouldn't have done anything with it, but it would have been a strategic turn.
Yeah, but I'm saying I kept that 9 so that I could make it a strategic turn to prevent...
Well, only if I didn't have a 9, remember?
Yes, but...
Yeah. And I didn't. I saw 0 9s out of the reshuffle.
It seemed... You would have had to put a 9, which, you know, that's... Alright, so I'll do military, and... yeah.
So we're doing 2 action phases. You have 5 points each phase. I have 4. That is to both ready units and move units. Any one of those things costs 1 of your points.
Alright, so ready units are to turn over the things?
To get it to the good side again, yes. Remember, a unit that is readied cannot be moved. In the same turn it was readied. Do you want to go first or do you want... Oh, no, I go first always. Sorry. Herp a derp. All right. 1. I have 3 points remaining and all units are ready. I'm going to do... Sure. So I'm going to move this unit over to here. I'm going to leave everything else as is. So, start out. We are going to resolve combat in this region. It is asymmetrical combat. I'm going to do real combat this time around. So, because it's asymmetrical, every hit I get damages one of your units. Every hit you get is going to make me lose a prestige. Because I have the regular and you have the irregular. I'm going to use my army to run over your militia. So I get to roll 5 dice. Wow. Whiff. Total whiff.
That's
You get 3 dice. Because I did against everything.
great job.
You got 1 hit, I lose 1 prestige. Well, that sucked. Let's try over here.
The people have triumphed, Jacob.
4,
the people
5,
have
6.
triumphed.
Once again, we are going to try and overrun you with our military awesomeness. So 6 versus 2. So I got 1 hit. 2 hits. So that's going to be to... You're going to get to roll 2 dice regardless, but I'm neutralizing and then killing that 1. We both lose 1 prestige. You get 2 shots back. Each hit causes a prestige loss.
Nope.
0. All right. Over here, I get to roll 5. I'm going against all 3 of yours. Once again, asymmetrical combat. I've gotten 1 hit so far. 1 hit total. I will use that 1 hit to neutralize that unit. You get to roll 3 dice.
Gross.
You can cause up to 2 prestige loss. You got 1. Alright, and then over here, we're going to go 2 versus 1. I'm just rolling for damage once again. I neutralize you. You get 1 die to try to neutralize me back. Nope. 3 to 1 right here. I got 1 hit. You can roll 1 die. And then here, 2 to 1. Nada. You get to roll 1 die back. You got a hit.
A lot of good. That did me.
Okay, so now you have 5 points to spend to ready and or move units, and then choose to resolve combats.
Alright, so I will ready 1, 2, 3. 4, 5.
Okay. Do you want to resolve combats anywhere? Remember, you choose which chits are involved on both sides.
Yeah, I'm looking at my options.
Yep.
All right, I'll do.
And unreadied units can't participate. Or neutralized units can't.
I'll do bear 2v1, right?
Yep. Are you rolling for prestige or damage?
Prestige.
Okay. Nada. Nada.
And then there as well.
2v1. Alright. Nada.
So 2 4s. Oh, come on.
Boom.
Is that it? I think that's it.
Okay. Second round of combat.
Oh.
4 points.
Why must we fight, Jacob?
I'm going to ready that for 1. I'm going to move this unit over to...
Can we just be friends?
Would that be overkill? It's going to come in there. So it's 2.
Yeah, I think I had this before that event came out.
Well, yeah, because I didn't have a 9. Like, you were guaranteed to win if that hadn't have happened. Like, it wouldn't have even been close. I think I'm ready. So, we're going to start off, once again, over here. 5 versus... We're going to go 5 versus 2. I'm not going to involve the neutralized guy in the combat. So 2 hits, 2 hits. So I will neutralize both of these guys. You get to roll 2 dice back.
Brutalizing.
Do you want to kill one or neutralize both?
Neutralize both. So much bloodshed.
Alright, then we're going to come over to here where it's 2v1. Once again, we're going for damage. Oh wait, sorry, you didn't neutralize both. You caused me 2 loss because it's in asymmetrical combat.
Okay, even better. So you just rolled 2, and now I roll 1?
Yep, because it's this right here.
Boom.
Alright, then over here it is 5 versus 3. I'm going to choose to only involve the 2 ready chits in the combat.
Ooh.
So...
That's 2 hits.
Yes, and I get 1 more die. So 2 hits, so I will neutralize both of them. And then you get to roll 2 dice back for prestige damage. Nope. Alright, and then we're going to go here 2 to 1, just straight damage. Nada.
Nope.
2 to 1, just straight damage. Nope. Nope. And then over here, I'm only going to choose to involve 6 of mine, so the regular plus 2 irregulars, and I'm rolling for straight damage.
That was a slaughter.
4 hits, so 4 total. So 1, 2, we both lose a prestige, and then I lose 2 prestige for the 2 overkill.
That was a slaughter.
You
the
get to
slaughter
roll 1
of
back.
where is that? People are gonna remember the slaughter of the Netska.
You get 1 to roll 1 die back because he still gets to hit for prestige damage.
I was there. I was there during the slaughter of Donetska.
Yep. All right, now your second round of combat. You go 5 points to spend.
I'm going to ready. So ready there, and that's it, right? So I'm just readying.
And then resolving combats if you want. And then we have the information round, and then we're done.
I'll do 3v1 and 2v1.
Okay, I'm assuming just for
prestige.
prestige. All right. So 2v1. Nope.
3.
I lose 1. Nope.
Okay.
All right. Information.
You go first.
All right, we each get to neutralize 3 units. So, 1. 2, 3. You get to neutralize 3.
I'm gonna say 1, 2.
That doesn't need to be neutralized.
Yeah.
It doesn't count.
1, 2.
And you can do 1 more. This one would cost me 3 points. That's the only place I couldn't double up on. That's the most points you can deny me in one go.
Alright, 3. There you go.
Okay, so scoring, because we had at least 1 combat round, I need to check where the half
man,
points
things got pretty brutal there in the last throws.
Yep. So you're round up. So I end up with 3 victory points from prestige. You end up with 14. Then actual on-board points, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. More, putting you at 21. I get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11, which puts me at 14. So the final difference is less than 10, so it is a draw.
Aww.
But it
I
is
had
close to a victory.
Yeah, I had it. I had it in the little tips of my fingers, and what was that? What was that event? It was
a terrible
result.
You
It was
resolved to
terrible.
violence.
It was very terrible. All right, and that was a game of Ukrainian crisis.